Episode 25's got all the stuff you're not going to want to miss. Trust me. I'm going to talk about all the free agency signings so far, including the big Kawhi Leonard move that just went down. What's going to happen in LA? What's going to happen in the East? Brooklyn, Knicks, everything. Oh my goodness, it's going to be a great episode. Then, you're not going to miss what Ashton Hardaway has to say, one of my close friends. He's going to talk all about getting ready to go into high school as a freshman. It's going to be big time stuff there. Trust me, and big time stuff's going to go down. Don't forget to go follow me at Zach Schumaker on Instagram or Twitter to stay up to date on so many things. Well, with that being said, though, stay tuned, everyone. It's going to be a great episode. How's everyone doing today? I hope that all y'all are ready for an incredible weekend as I'm in Las Vegas for the NBA Summer League. I couldn't be more excited to get into today's episode as I've got so much to let you guys know about this first week of free agency, as it's one of my favorite weeks of the year. But I think it's only proper for me to introduce myself. I'm your host, Zach SchuZ Schumaker, and midway through the episode, a really good friend of mine, and Ashton Hardaway will be joining me. But before that, let's get into the very first topic. I'm about to break down the Eastern Conference and what's going down there. So, Milwaukee, what's going on out there? Man, so the first week of free agency was insane, especially the first day of free agency. Starting obviously early at 3 o'clock Arizona time, 6 o'clock Eastern time, all that stuff. Over $3 billion was spent in the first couple of hours. First day, I mean, the amount of money being spent is absolutely out of this world. Crazy. But with that being said, all that money, what that means, though, is that a lot of players are shifting. So let's break it down. So let's get right into the Eastern Conference, and of course, the Milwaukee Bucks, where we're going to kick it off with. And I'm going to go in order from how the regular season standings left off. As for Milwaukee, so obviously we know the trade, John Lewis, Tony Snow, yeah, so far, just a move for salary cap. But the signings, they re-signed Brook Lopez before it really was announced, before free agency officially began, to a $52 million deal. Splendid move. Keep the core intact. As I said, this team is almost like an octopus when you look at it. They need all the other pieces. They need all the other options. This team is like one big gel, especially the starting lineup, with obviously at the helm of it, Giannis. I mean, you need all the pieces. That's why they were so special. When Brook Lopez came in, they turned up. They also locked in Chris Middleton to a 5-year, $178 million deal. Big time, maybe a little overpaid, but once again, they need to keep the core intact. Obviously, they let go of George Hill, but then they re-signed him to a 3-year, $29 million deal, much needed for the backup role in the depth. Then they signed Brook Lopez's brother and Robin Lopez to a 2-year, $9.77 million deal, using the room exception. Brilliant move. I think he's a very excellent backup center. And obviously, this relationship between Brook and him. Then they bring in a replacement for Malcolm Brogdon, which I'm going to get into in a minute, for Wesley Matthews, a 1-year veteran minimum. Now, you look at this. I don't like it. They messed up. All doing well with. You do a sign and trade for Malcolm Brogdon? Not really a move I like. Obviously, the guy in return, a lottery protected first round pick for the next 5 years. And if it's not a lottery, then it's going to go to a lottery. It'd be unprotected in 2026. But I don't like it. I understand it was a lot of money, but you must keep the core intact. Malcolm Brogdon, what he does is absolutely spectacular. I don't know if he's going to do it in Indiana. I think Indiana paid too much for him, but Milwaukee needed to keep him. This is the championship rosters. I don't know if Wesley Matthews fills that hole. Now, maybe they're going to go do a trade for Kyle Lowry or someone, depending on what Toronto does, but that's what you got there. So far, they've lost Tim Frazier. They've lost, obviously, Malcolm Brogdon, Tony Snow. Nikola Mirotic had a big shocker. He decided to go overseas instead of playing in the NBA for more money and opportunity. Big loss to the NBA, but best of luck out there. He probably would never be coming back because he's had a 6-year deal out there. Well, the Toronto Raptors obviously lost Kawhi Leonard. Now they got the ring out of it, so whatever. It's a great trade. Masai Ujiri's a genius. He's going to rethink this through. Will it be retooling to try to be competitive again, or are they going to rebuild? I think it's going to be rebuild. It's too late. There's no one really to track. You're going to have to find a trade, and there's not many trade pieces to do. So Lowry, I think he's on the move. Marc Gasol, he's going to be on the move. Don't expect Danny Green to return. I mean, this will probably end up being a full-fledged rebuild. Sad to lose them. I mean, obviously they only really gained the Matt Thomas did overseas, a 3-year deal. I mean, we'll see what that guy's going to bring to the table, but not much. Don't expect too much. But obviously, OG Anunoby is a big-time player. Norman Powell is good. Pascal Siakam's good. They're going to get that extension done. But Toronto, congrats on winning, but their time at being at the top is shortly slimmed down now. As for Philadelphia, they've been busy. And when I say busy, I mean super busy. It's Elton Brand busy. I think you have to be used to it now. But I'm a huge fan of it. Absolutely splendid moves. I mean, obviously moving John Simmons. You're going to get him out of Jonathan Simmons out to Washington, just kind of salary whatsoever, because you're preparing for a big move, right? So then, let's break this down. Tobias Harris, he inks the deal, 5-year, $180 max deal. Some people might say he's overpaid. I don't care. He fits perfectly alongside them. Then, after that, we retain Mike Scott, get him back on 2 year, $9.8 million. Great move. Uh-oh. Jimmy Butler wants out. We need to sign and trade. Houston lost out big time. That's why I give them a bad grade, which you're going to hear about soon. But they do a sign and trade. They get Josh Richardson in return. Obviously, Portland gets Hassan Whiteside. Then you have the Clippers receiving Mo Harkless and a pick. Good move. Everyone improved. I'll talk about that in a minute. But now I'm looking at this. Uh-oh. Who's the third starter? Well, listen up. They get Al Horford. Now, who's the one man everyone wants to talk about in terms of he's the guy who can stop Joel Embiid? Al Horford. Wow. He's on the same team as Joel Embiid now, and he's a veteran that knows how to win games and comes out as winners. So, you're going to add him to the starting lineup. So, you're looking at something like Ben Simmons, Josh Richardson, Tobias Harris, Al Horford, and Joel Embiid. That's a big lineup, and that's a bad lineup. I mean, you got all the components. This is the thing I think they need to have. They have defense. They have offense. They have everything. Josh Richardson's another great shooter. Yes, they lose J.J. Redick. Yes, they lose Jonathan Simmons, which was a good bench piece. Jimmy Butler signed and trade, he's out. Boban, yeah, they lost him. I don't necessarily like that. But they didn't decide to go add Kyle Quinn to a 1 year minimum deal. That's another good backup center. I'm good with it. TJ McConnell, they lost him. They had just add him on with Raul Nato out of Utah, a 1 year minimum deal. You re-sign Shake Milton to a 4 year deal. James Ennis comes back to 2 year, $4.1 million after passing up more money. Other teams, huge. Obviously, you saw in the summer league, Mario Shayok is killing it. You got Iowa State player. I mean, you got options here. Zaire Smith's going to be a big-time player. Matisse Thybulle looking nice. I mean, you got something building right here. Jonah Bolden's still there. I like what I'm seeing from Philadelphia. Still need to add some more pieces, obviously, to fill out this roster. But Elton Brand did an incredible job. And that starting lineup might just be amongst the best in the East, if not the best in the East. Obviously, depending on Kawhi Leonard. But even with Kawhi, I think they might just beat them. Now moving over to Boston. They have a big shakeup. Whole lot of stuff going down. Danny Ainge has been busy as well. Trust me, pretty much every GM has been busy. Well, you look at this. Aaron Baines, he's out. They had to go find a new replacement there, or they may have already had one. So, you look at this. Kemba Walker signs 4 year, $141 million deal leaving Charlotte. Charlotte, they didn't want to pay him the super max. All right. Max? Nope. They weren't even close to the max. They just let him go. Not sure what's going on there, but I know Mitch Kupchak's got a plan. MJ probably not really a fan of that, because as Kamar and I were talking, you got to think about this. Like, it's Michael Jordan. How many players does he truly think deserves a max? Not many. Point is, you got Kemba Walker now at the helm at Boston. Perfect fit. Kyrie obviously didn't work out well with him, but my goodness, I mean, this can be huge. Kemba Walker can be like the Isaiah Thomas role. He's humble. He's down to earth. He just wants to win games. Perfect guy for the job. Danny Ainge, well done there. So now you're looking at this. You move down Ennis Cantor. You get him to a 2 year, $10 million deal. Same contract you get Daniel Tice to, a 2 year, $10 million. A great backup. I think he proved himself. But you have the same contract. That's a bargain for Ennis Cantor. I don't think anyone's realizing that. There's been so many moves you don't realize. Ennis Cantor to a 2 year, $10 million deal is huge. Whether you want to start him, take him off the bench, I don't care. Because you got Robert Williams developing. I like his game. We'll see what he's going to do. Right? You add Vincent Poirier to 2 year minimum deal. He comes over from overseas. He seems to have some talent. Brad Wanamaker, you bring him back to a 1 year minimum deal. He's going to be a good second, backup or third string, whatever you want to be for point guard. Now, my only concern about Boston, I think there's going to be more and more moves going down. You look at this, someone's going to go. Tatum's locked in, yes. Then you're going to say, obviously, Kemba Walker's locked in. So then you're looking at Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, because you're not going to have Tatum or Hayward running center. So you got to move someone. I don't think any of those guys want to come off the bench, nor do they deserve to. So look at this. Marcus Smart, I think I think Gordon Hayward, his contract's going to have to keep him there. Now coming down to Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart's defense might just become too valuable for Boston to lose. I mean, a lot of it, Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart, Hayward and Tatum, and then Cantor, whoever you want at center, is good. But now you show Jaylen Brown. I think you have a lot of value in him, and you can get a lot of good stuff out of him and other assets. But I think you can just build out that bench a lot better. Now losing Aaron Baines, that's all right. Baines was a good player, but I think it's time to move on. It's solid. Kyrie Irving to Brooklyn. We'll see how that turns out. I'll talk about them soon. Terry Rozier. Sign trade, not sure that's the best move. I like Terry Rozier. I think Charlotte got a big guy there. Big time player out of there. He signed a $358 million. Talked about that in a minute. But Al Horford's going to really hurt them. I know he's going to be better off in Philadelphia because he doesn't have to run the center position anymore. He likes more of the power forward. He doesn't like the traditional center. But I think it's a big loss for Boston. Now, Indiana. A lot of hype going into them. It's a little overrated, to be honest, though. I mean, let's talk about this. I mean, Jeremy Lamb and Malcolm Brogdon, all of a sudden, this makes them a locked-in top 4 team. Victor Oladipo's not even playing until later on. Now, do I like the idea of getting rid of Thad Young so you can keep Sabonis the starting power forward? Yes. TJ Warren? Yeah, but Is he really an upgrade over Boyan? No. He has a really good potential of scoring, but he doesn't bring the defense. Boyan's a definitely better player than T.J. Warren, unless he takes a huge step this year. But I like the deal. I like Warren there starting at small forward. So then you look at Brogdon and Lamb starting until Oladipo gets back. I mean, Lamb's a 15-point per game guy. Brogdon can be good. I don't know if it's going to be only a system. I mean, Nate McMillan will get to the playoffs. Don't get me wrong. He's a great coach. He knows what he's doing. I'm just not that huge of a fan. The team is not that superstar-like. There's a lot of guards and a lot of money. Jeremy Lamb has 3-year, $31.5 million. Second leading scorer out of Charlotte. Brogdon, 4-year, $85 million deal. I already talked about that. Edmund Sumner, I like the kid. He's going to be a good player. Another one of those guys that two-way contracts really are show valuable to them. 3-year, $6.5 million deal. Backup, point guard, shooting guard. We'll see where he fits in, but he'll be a part of the long-term plans. TJ McConnell, 2-year, $7 million deal. That's big time. I mean, he's going to be a great backup there. That was a very good signing there. But you got to realize, Indiana is losing a lot of the roster. Thad Young's going to Chicago. Boyan's going to Utah. Collison retired. Tyreek Evans was thrown out of the NBA. Corey Joseph's out to Sacramento. Wesley Matthews out to Milwaukee. I mean, they lost a lot. They're going to have to replenish. Obviously, you got a lot of young guys. TJ Leaf, they like him. They like Goga. They like Alize Johnson. You got Warren now. You got Edmund Sumner. They like Aaron Holiday. So you got a lot of young guys that's going to have opportunity. We'll see if they can live up to that. Brooklyn Nets, winners of day one. I mean, y'all didn't see it, but I remember you guys listen. I told you it's going to happen. Hope y'all were listening because it was basically just a giveaway. I told you it's going to happen. I said, why not? I think it was perfect. I mean, I'm talking about this. Obviously, Kyrie Irving, Brooklyn, 4-year, $141 million. Kevin Durant, 4-year, $164 million. Garrett Temple, 2-year, $10 million. Wilson Chandler, 1-year minimum deal. DeAndre Jordan, 4-year, $40 million deal. Now, where did the money come out? Well, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant both took a pay cut so they can afford DeAndre to come and keep the same core. That should give you guys the answer there. You guys are forgetting way too much out here right now. Talking about the chemistry issue and will Kyrie buy in? Well, here's my hopes. Here's what I believe. This is the first time Kyrie Irving has ever got to choose his own team. So I think he's going to have love. This is his home, his family. Then you're going to look at it, right? Kyrie Irving, he gets to be the star player for 1 year, but he's got a lot of guys that hold him accountable. And Kenny Atkinson is not afraid to talk to him, sit him down. Thirdly, you guys got to realize, if he really was only worried about himself and wasn't going to buy in, the first sign is that he just took a pay cut. Him and Katie both did for DeAndre Jordan to come. They want to win and they want their friends there. They want to be successful. That's a big time thing. He didn't take every penny. I also think there was a little bit of a backslash after James Dolan came out and said, well, I wasn't going to offer them a max deal anyways. Well, no, that's not why they didn't come. They chose in January, like they both said, December, January-ish, and they just completely confirmed it at the All-Star weekend. They weren't going to New York. Sorry, Dolan. You screwed up, but I'm going to talk about that because truly that screw-up turned into a success for the New York Knicks. Anyways, as for Brooklyn, to continue this off, though, I mean, Kyrie Irving's going to be fine. And you guys want to talk about the low management skill? I mean, gosh. You got Dinwiddie backing you up. Kenny Atkinson never played a guy 30 minutes per game. I don't think he's going to do it with Kyrie. It's going to be 28, 29 minutes, maybe a max of 30 minutes per game. Don't worry. This is a playoff team. This is upgrades. Kyrie's an upgrade over D'Angelo. Clearly, DeAndre is just going to be another big time. He's technically a replacement for Ed Davis, but he's not even comparable there. I mean, and once Kevin Durant gets back, yeah, it's going to be great. I mean, when you look at this, you lose Allen Crabbe in a trade. Okay, that's fine. He didn't really play anything last year. DeMar Carroll, Taurean Prince is a perfect replacement. Best of luck to DeMar Carroll, but Taurean Prince is a perfect replacement. Ed Davis to Utah. Just talk about that between DeAndre and him. Tell me Kyrie's not better than D'Angelo Russell. Thank you. Travion Graham, Shabazz Napier both gone. Yeah, they were good. Napier didn't play much. Travion Graham was that factor in defense. Wilson Chandler, though, he's a way better veteran and he's way more established, and he can do the same thing we want Travion Graham to do. Also, Shabazz Napier can be replaced by Theo Pinson or Jalen Hands. Jared Dudley is a loss, yes, to LA. He's another good veteran. But we brought Garrett Temple in. He's going to be able to produce at a higher level and is the same veteran, just kind of bringing the players together. This is huge. Now, the other thing, Brooklyn, people aren't realizing, because of what's going down, the way it all works with the trade, all this stuff, we got to keep Spencer Dinwiddie. We got to keep Joe Harris. We got to keep all these guys. There's no trades, Dallas. We don't need to trade off the salary cap. We have a deep bench. You're looking right now at starting lineup of Kyrie Irving, Karis LeVert, you got DeAndre at center. Then you're going to decide, will Jared Allen be power forward? Will you back him up? You got Cruz, you got Taurean Prince. I mean, you got whatever it's going to be. Point is, Brooklyn's got that. You get the guy depth of Dinwiddie. You got Musa, he's looking good at summer league. You got Taurean Prince or Cruz, whoever doesn't start. Wilson Chandler, Garrett Temple. If Jared Allen doesn't start, whatever you got. And you got Nick Claxton. You're going to keep adding players. Brooklyn is set, and you guys don't want to mess with that. I don't know what the drama is. Will they win the championship? Probably not. But will they be in the playoffs, top 4 seed? Locked in. Orlando, big time move. Love the signing. Alfred Camino, huge. 3-year, $29 million deal. Now, if Orlando plans this outright, it will be perfect. They could screw this up, though. Because listen, what's going on? Vucevic re-signed a 4-year, $100 million deal. Love it. Terrence Ross, 4-year, $54 million. Love it. Michael Carter-Williams to a 1-year minimum. Love it. So, let's look at this now. Chuma Okeke gets time to develop. So, look at this. You need a point guard. Goran Dragic will be dealt as soon as possible, possibly the next 24 hours. I think they need to go after him. Orlando needs to go get him. You telling me about potential Goran Dragic, Evan Fournier, Jonathan Isaac, Alfred Camino, and Vucevic lineup. That's offense and defense. That's perfect. Then you got the bench piece. I don't think Augustine would be that, but you got Markel Fultz, whatever he is. But mostly you got Michael Carter-Williams, Terrence Ross. You're going to have a lot of other stuff. Now, you got to move Aaron Gordon, trade him out. Trade him for an asset. Trade him for a couple bench pieces. Get Mohamed Bamba. You can get a lot for him, I think. I think he's a perfect modern day center. Only thing is that Vucevic fits the scheme better, and they can make a legit playoff 6 seed or higher in terms of what Orlando Magic can do. I love it. Orlando has the potential to make a great thing. I'm super high on them. Love what they're doing out there in Orlando. Perfect. Keep working on that. John Hammond, Steve Clifford's got a crew coming in for Orlando. Once again, Chuma Okeke, he's got talent. Let him sit behind and develop. Wait the whole year at power forward. They got depth now with Aminu. Detroit, interesting. So, you signed Derrick Rose to 2-year, $15 million, then Tim Frazier to 1-year, $2 million. That's a lot of point guards, right? I mean, Reggie Jackson, I think, might be on the move, though. I mean, yes, you lose Ish Smith, yeah. That's a good player, but I like Tim Frazier. I mean, you could potentially have Reggie Jackson, Derrick Rose backing up, and Tim Frazier as a third string. But I think Derrick Rose might be the starting point guard out there. Not only if Reggie Jackson will be able to move, we'll see, but that's what's going on there. So now, the small forward spot's pretty much open. No Glenn Robinson, he's out. You got him to Golden State. Wayne Allen's out to New York. Ish Smith, like I said, is out to Washington. John Lewis traded. Now, they got a lot of holes to fill in this Detroit team. Obviously, Blake Griffin, drummer, is set there. You got Thon Maker, Markieff backing those two up. I like that. Savitas is expected to stay overseas. But I like Jumbeo. He might be, if they truly have enough faith in him, he might be a small forward. Steve McCulloch balled up today in the first game of the Summer League. He might be potentially there. You know Luke Kennard's a small shooting guard. Tony Snell might also be a small forward. Bruce Brown, you got Galloway. You got Kyrie Thomas, which is killing with 26 points in the Summer League. I mean, Detroit's got a lot of moves, a lot of trades, stuff to be made still. But I like what they're moving on so far. As for Charlotte, once again, super high on the Terry Rozier trade. Love that. Love the sign and trade deal there. But this is the year mostly they're not going to be too much more moves. You lost Kemba Walker to Boston, Jeremy Lamb to Indiana, Frank Kaminsky to Phoenix. He played good on the end of the year, but he's not key. I mean, you're not going to see too many more moves. This pretty much is the roster. You just got to wait for a lot of his contracts. Once you got Batum's contract will come off the books, Kid Gilchrist, his contract will come off the books, Cody Zeller. You got Marlon Williams, Willie Hernan Gomez, Bismack Biyombo. All this come off the books next year, and then it'll be a fresh slate. Hopefully they can play good. They can maybe get the number 1 overall pick like James Wiseman. Mostly they should just build around what does Malik Monk have, what can Terry Rozier do as a star player of the team, what can Miles Bridges do, what can PJ Washington do, and so forth. I like what they got potentially going out there, though. Miami's all kinds of stuff going on, but somehow get them an A+. This roster doesn't really make sense. It looks a lot of mix and match, but this is going crazy. Tyler Hero's a stud. He's the real deal. Loving what I'm seeing in the Summer League. They got to start there. Now, Josh Richardson's gone. Dragic isn't there, but he's going to be traded soon. Whiteside's gone. Olynyk will probably be gone. I mean, I'd be shocked because they just added on some like Myers Leonard, which is pretty practically him, but also with trade rumors. You got a lot of stuff shuffling going on here now. A lot of stuff. Obviously, I give an A+ to that trade, the Myers Leonard one. They get rid of Hassan Whiteside contracts, so they can bring in the guy, Jimmy Butler. 4-year, 142 max. Then have to do the 5th year. I like the 4-year deal. Jimmy Butler has a replacement to be the replacement for Dwayne Wade. I don't like comparing them. He's going to be his own kind of person. It's going to be fun to watch him, though. They've obviously lost Josh Richardson to trade, Hassan Whiteside to trade. We'll see what goes from there. Miami's rolling, but Miami's got a really good roster coming out looking right now. There's going to be a lot of trades going down for them, though. I don't think Miami's even close to being done. There's tons of stuff already go down there. As for the Washington Wizards, I'm starting to see some clear sight through them. A little bit. Now, it's a lot of gambling, a lot of issues. We'll see what's going to be happening now. Here's what we got going down. Obviously, they got some bench pieces. They added on to the Anthony Davis trade by adding Vortis Wagner, Isaac Bonga. You got Jerome Jones, and some picks, whatnot. You got the Tomas Satoransky sign trade deal, send him out to Chicago. All right, then you get him back with Ish Smith for a 2-year, $12 million deal to become the new backup. Then yesterday we hear the trade rumors, and then we get the confirmation about Washington receiving C.J. Miles and Memphis getting Dwight Howard. Obviously, Dwight Howard will be waived. We'll see what happens to him. That will be talked about in the Western Conference. Now, Thomas Bryant, he was signed to a 3-year, $25 million deal. Much deserved. I think they like him. Isaiah Thomas, a 1-year minimum. Thank God. I mean, Isaiah Thomas, I love. I think the entire NBA fan base and everyone just loves Isaiah Thomas. It's Isaiah Thomas. I mean, come on now. It is Isaiah Thomas, and he's big time. I think why not? Worst case scenario, he's garbage and he walks away after 1 year of a minimum deal. Best case scenario, get an All-Star MVP candidate. Yeah. So now, yeah, Isaiah Thomas, Bradley Beal potentially. I think Beal might be shipped out, but I don't mind Isaiah Thomas, Bradley Beal. I also would be surprised if you don't see something like Boogie coming in there now. They lost Trevor Ariza to Sacramento, Portis to the Knicks, Satoransky to Chicago, Jeff Green to Utah. They've lost a lot, but we'll see. Obviously, Wall's out next year, but we'll see what's going to go down there. Atlanta Hawks. Well, you got a lot of young pieces, that's all I know. Right now, you're looking at a lineup of like Trae Young, Kevin Huerter, Cameron Reddish, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, and this is a lot of pieces. They haven't signed anyone. Obviously, you've lost Taurean Prince to the trade to Brooklyn, Dwayne Dedmon to Sacramento, Miles Plumlee, you lost him to Memphis in that trade. I like it. I mean, I really do. It's a good move, good addition. Solid. So, we'll see what's going to happen. Atlanta, they're going to have some, I think they're pretty much done, they're pretty much capped out, but I like the young core. I'm excited to see what they've got building out there. Chicago, they've been solid. A lot of stuff. So Daniel Gafford, yeah, I told you guys he's going to be good. Killed it in his first game of the Summer League. Chris Dunn, he will be moved soon, especially after the addition of Thomas Satoransky. Love it. He's a great backup point guard that can easily become your starter if you need him to. I like Ryan Archie-Diakono, re-signing him, but $3 years, $9 million. Luke Cornett, a 2-year deal to become your second or third string backup center. I like him. I think he'll replace Christian Felicio sometime down the line. They only lost Robin Lopez so far, a 2 years, $9.7 million deal, as we talked about, to Milwaukee. But I love what Jim Boylen is doing. But that young to 3 at 41, not sure what he's going to do. The starters are clearly Wendell Carter Jr., Lloyd Markin with the chance of Daniel Gafford. That young would be taking a bench role, which if that's the case, that's good. But overall, solid for Chicago. Kobe White didn't look too bad in his first game. Obviously, his first game. But Chris Dunn will be moved. I'm excited to see the value, what he can get, if there is any value. Cleveland. There's a couple trades. Yeah, not much there. No signings, and they lost no one. So Cleveland's pretty much set so far. They might move Kevin Love. They'll be available and moving trading pieces around soon. Smith will be on the move, so we'll see that one. But nothing else really right now. Last team, the New York Knicks. So they've been busy, and here's what I'm going to say. James Dolan doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, that's pretty clear. So what do? They strike on Kevin Durant? Kyrie Irving? Nope. Zion? Nope. They lose on DeAndre? Nope. But this is for the good. This is truly going to help New York become a team. And I know they're not like, do I like the New York Knicks? No. But is this good for the future? Of course. I mean, they'll finally be able to see this is how you rebuild a team. Maybe gain some people that have interest. Rebuild from the ground up. I love it. Dennis Smith Jr. is a great piece. You got R.J. Barrett, great piece. Kevin Knox, Mitchell Robinson. You got all kinds of stuff. I mean, I love this young core. Damian Dotson. You got Alonzo Trier. You got good pieces here. Now you signed Julius Randle to a 3-year, $63 million deal. Only got long term, but I like it. He's going to probably be a starter for them. Probably the starting lineup will be Dennis Smith, R.J. Barrett, Kevin Knox, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. That's a really good young core right there, to be honest. Gibson, Portis, Reggie Bullock, Wayne Ellington, Alfred Payton, all are signed 2-year deals with a team option so they can opt out. Teams can decline it. So that's really saving cash money. Save it for the future. They just have to get to the limit for this year. I really do like it. If they're good enough, they can keep them. His owner, they did not use Riot. He even spoke. He just wanted to go to New York, but he screwed up. He's in Portland now. 2-year deal. Love it for them, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But they lost him. They lost Vonleh, Luke Cornett, and Manuel Mudiay to Utah, which is a big loss. I like him, but Utah got a big game. But what New York is doing right now is perfect. I love it, and they're down the right path. That's what I got for you guys with the Eastern Conference so far. Coming up next, you're not going to miss it, folks. Ashton Hardaway joins the show, one of the top incoming freshmen, class of 2023. He's a study. He's a really good friend of mine. I couldn't be happy to welcome him to SchuZ Views, episode 25. It's going to be a great one, so go and check it out. Coming up next. Stay tuned, everyone. I'm very excited to be able to welcome one of the top players in the class of 2023, Ashton Hardaway. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Pretty good. Let's talk about the high school part. So why did you exactly choose to want to go play for Bishop Montgomery?
I felt it was a good fit for me to continue developing, learn, grow, and Coach Mitchell is one of the best coaches in SoCal. And I know I'll play against like the best competition because we play open.
Gotcha. That's awesome. That's big time. It's kind of the same aspect. I know California's a little bit different in terms of like high school rules and all. But I mean, just the whole prep school thing, just you can play top players whenever, and it's always being able to push you, and you're kind of not bound by just playing local schools and the same schools every year.
All right.
So talk about high school. Were there other schools you're kind of considering between picking?
Yes, St. John Bosco, Modern Day, and Windward.
Okay. So what initially separated you from picking Bishop Montgomery over them?
I felt like I was more connected already with Bishop Montgomery anyways,
Mm-hmm.
but those schools were really interested in me, so I gave it a thought.
No doubt.
Um,
So some of your expectations for this upcoming year. I mean, obviously being a freshman on a very good school is not necessarily just an easy walk on. I mean, just becoming a superstar. But as for yourself, what are expectations you want to see yourself do in the upcoming season?
I want to see myself contribute as much as I can to the team,
Mm-hmm.
and I expect us to do well this year. Actually, we have a pretty good team,
That's
so I'm trying to
awesome.
contribute as much as I
Mm-hmm.
can.
No doubt. So let's talk about some of those players on the team. What are some of the guys that are going to like lead the team and kind of you consider kind of like the lead guys and are the big time players?
Bradley Azawiro, he's a senior now, and Isaiah
Mm-hmm.
Johnson, he's also a senior now. They are both Pangos All-Americans.
Okay.
Those two are probably going to be our leaders of the team.
That's big time. And then talk about your coach a little bit. I mean, you talked a little bit about him, but how does he coach and what's his kind of style in terms of how he coaches the game?
Defense. He's all about defense
Mm-hmm.
and putting effort in. Because if we're not going hard, then we're not playing his way.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he
Absolutely.
wins. So, yeah, he's
Mm-hmm.
a really defensive coach.
That's big time. I mean, that's something that's kind of, in a way, a lost art kind of because a lot of people think about this high scoring games, high scoring this and all, but in all reality,
Yeah,
defense does still win the game at the end of the day.
yeah. That's
So
what he
talk.
preaches about.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's big time. So talking about this next season and all, what are you most looking forward to playing in high school basketball since this is your first year?
I'm trying to win CIF this year in state. Because with
Mm-hmm.
our team, I think we're able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to
No
stay
doubt.
focused.
That's big time. So as for yourself, what do you think can make the big jump or something like the difference between playing high school and being in middle school?
Um, well, when I was in middle school, I always played up, so I'm getting used to it. I'm already pretty used to it right now. I
Mm-hmm.
always played up 1 year, 2 years, sometimes 3 years ahead to prepare
Mm-hmm.
me for this type of environment.
Gotcha. I mean, that's definitely a big time thing to do as well.
Mm.
So talking about your club season so far, where have you kind of gone? Like, let's talk about your last season playing, leading up to June ball, and then what you're gonna do in July.
I played with Hoopmasters for a while. It was a pretty good team, run by
Mm-hmm.
Coach John Fisher.
Okay.
But this summer, I'm not gonna play. I'm just gonna continue getting stronger and preparing for the next high school season.
That's awesome. So let's talk some about your camps you've been at. I mean, there's been some big time camps you've had the opportunity to play at. Let's start off with the Jordan camp. So talking about that, what was your experience like and some of the good memories from being be a part of that Jordan camp?
Oh, it was so fun. Um, one of the some good memories I had was meeting Travis Scott and playing in front of him
Mm-hmm.
and testing out the virtual reality mask. That was pretty cool.
That's awesome. So talking about some of the players there, what was it like being playing? I mean, obviously it's most of the top players, if not all the top players in your class. What was it like playing alongside or against them?
They was all really good. Nobody was worse or like not good. Everybody there was good, so you had to show up and
Mm-hmm.
play.
No doubt. What was one thing you kind of took away from the experience?
Um, what I realized when I was there and when I left is that all these kids have the same goal as me. So I
Mm-hmm.
realized I have to work harder than everybody else.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
Outwork.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the Kobe camp then. I mean, that's obviously Kobe's one of the top players you think of when you think of the game of basketball. So what was it like being in Beal around Kobe Bryant and learn from him?
It was amazing. It was so cool just to meet him and be in his presence.
Mm-hmm. No
He's
doubt.
such a great player.
Mm-hmm. So what's one thing you kind of took away from him and what he taught you?
I learned how Kobe, like
Mm-hmm.
everybody always says he has a Mamba mentality. He kind of like showed us what formed that and what hard work he had to put in to give him the confidence to be great on the court.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So what exactly, can you kind of break down what exactly occurred at the camp? I mean, I know people say there's a lot of different stuff you do other than just playing basketball. What's some other stuff they incorporated into the schedule?
Well, we did the drills that he did when he played in the lake on the Lakers in the
Mm-hmm.
league. So that was pretty cool. Out of the triangle offense, so
Hmm.
around the mid-range area.
Yeah.
And we also did a yoga thing that he did while he was in the NBA. It
Hmm.
was pretty cool.
That's
It was
awesome.
interesting, yeah.
That's awesome. So then finally, let's talk about the other big camp. One of the other big camps you're a part of, and the Pangos All-American one. How was that experience?
It was fun. I really prepared for that camp because I knew who was going to be there.
Hmm.
It was really fun. I
No
did
doubt.
really good in it too. And a lot
Hmm.
of people, scouting reports about me and magazines. It was all really fun.
That's incredible. So is there something you really took away from that camp in terms of what you learned or something?
I learned about the college process, about committing, decommitting, and how the scouts look at you, and how
Hmm.
important it is to stay focused.
That's awesome. I mean, it's always something important. I mean, to be able to take away one big thing from, I mean, everything, even if it's a bad experience, a great one, there's always something you can learn to better your game, and that's always important to take away.
Right.
So when did you first originally start to play
Um,
basketball?
I started playing when I was 5,
Hmm.
and at the YMCA Scooter League
Okay.
by my house. And some of the kids on my team at Bishop Montgomery also played in that
Okay.
as well when we were
That's
younger.
awesome. That's awesome. So you kind of had a connection with all those guys then for a long time?
Yes.
That's big time. So was there a reason you started wanting to play, or is it just kind of like you just wanted to, or your parents signed you up, or how was that?
Well, I knew that my dad played in the NBA, so I
Hmm.
kind of wanted to try it out, see how fun it would
Hmm.
be. And everybody in my family played basketball as well. My brother, my sister, my mom.
That's
So
awesome.
it kind of just runs in our family.
Hmm. So what are some things you're really focused on improving so far this summer, heading into high school?
My defense,
Hmm.
because Coach Mitchell, he likes it when we play defense. He's
Hmm.
We're gonna have to play defense to be on his team.
Yeah.
And my conditioning,
Hmm.
because we have to go hard every single time we step on the court. There's no breaks or anything. And high
Hmm.
school ball is all serious business.
Yeah, no doubt. So is there one skill you think that if you add into your game, that's going to take you to a whole other level?
Um, I would also say my defense again because I already think I have a pretty high IQ. I can shoot the ball well,
Hmm.
and maybe also my ball handling.
Okay.
Those are some aspects that I think I could work on a little bit more.
That's big time. I mean, obviously you're only going in your freshman year, so you got a lot of big time to improve and get to that level. I mean, 4 years is a lot of time, especially with a big program like what you're gonna be able to play with.
Right.
So, what's one thing as a player you take pride in the most? Like when you walk on the court, you just know that's your strong suit, and you want to go to that.
Shooting, being ready to shoot. Because
Hmm.
I have good guards in my team this year, so being ready to catch and shoot, that's easy points for me.
No doubt. So, is there one player you model your game around, or is there just kind of like a mixture of people, or what is it like for you?
Two people especially would be Jason Tatum and Paul George,
Hmm.
because I think we kind of play alike. We play very similar to each other, so I try to model my game after them.
Hmm.
And we
No
also
doubt.
play in the same positions, so the three on the wing, or we'll be in the mid-range post sometimes.
Hmm.
So I
Absolutely.
just try to see what they do.
Yeah, I mean that's actually a pretty good comparison. I mean, both those guys are kind of like you said, like the interchangeable like guards and forwards kind of players that can shoot. But they also have a big aspect in terms of being a two-way player and can kind of do everything up the court.
Right.
So let's talk about this then. So who's the best player you've ever played alongside in your career so far?
Um, that's a tough question. I don't think there's anybody because I've always surrounded myself with older kids that were already really good.
Hmm.
So I don't think there's anybody specifically
Okay.
that I would love to play with again.
Hmm.
All the kids and teams I played for were really good.
Yeah, no doubt. So who's the best player you've ever played against then?
Um, Probably in the Jordan game when I played against Bronny and Mikey.
Okay.
Yeah. Bronny, Mikey, and Jazier were on the same team. So that was probably the
Wow.
toughest team I
Hmm.
played against,
No
yeah.
doubt.
Those were the toughest players I played against all at once.
So who's one high school player you'd really like to team up with again someday, if there is one?
Um, To me, that's also a tough question because I haven't done my first year of high school yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, saying who I'll play with or play against, because the highlights are way different from playing in game. So if I'll play against them or play with them, then I could determine if I would like to play team up with them again, whether on the EYBL circuit or actual high school ball.
Mm-hmm. Good point. I mean, that's something to a lot of people. I mean, they think about like their friends and all, but truly, you have to see who's at what level and who would fit alongside you the best. I mean, sometimes just adding maybe the best players and necessarily the best addition just play alongside you.
Right.
So, is there one college player right now that you'd really like to keep up with right now?
A college player, I would have to say probably, um, I think Vernon Carey.
Mm-hmm.
Because he could do it all. He could rebound, he could shoot, he could block, steal, defend.
Mm-hmm.
He's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely someone that. I mean, he honestly reminds me a lot of someone like Boogie. I mean, he can just do. I mean, he's massive in terms of size, but he can just do almost everything, like you just said.
Right.
So, is there one NBA player you dream of playing alongside right now?
Um, right now, probably Jason Tatum. That's my favorite NBA player. Either
Hmm.
Jason Tatum or LeBron.
Yeah.
Those two.
I mean,
Those are
LeBron.
some of
LeBron
my
would
favorite
definitely be.
NBA players.
Yeah. I mean, LeBron would definitely be someone that it'd be hard not to want to play alongside him. I mean, yeah, the drama and all the hype will be around him, but I mean, he makes
Right.
everyone better and brings them to a different level,
Right. He's a great leader, a great teammate. I'd love to be around him.
no doubt. So, who would be like a dream coach you'd always love to be coached by someday?
Um, LeBron or Kobe. Because of
Mhm.
their mentalities and how great they are, to me, I really look up to them.
Mhm. No doubt. Let's talk a little bit about college then. I mean, obviously you're still young. You're going to be getting your scholarships coming in sometime soon. But what's really one school that you really would like have your dream offer to go and attend?
I think Duke, because the coach there is so great. He develops his players really well.
Mhm.
He's hard on them, so they'll be disciplined. He's
Mhm.
just a great coach overall.
Mhm.
Coach
Absolutely.
K, he's amazing.
Yeah. Are there any other colleges that maybe have talked to you or you've really considered possibly attending someday down the line?
Oregon State University, OSU, they've talked to me a little bit.
Mhm. Okay.
And Memphis, of course.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Those.
Obviously, what your dad and Memphis is building right now is pretty special with all the talent they've been able to bring in this the first year, and then obviously probably down the line. So that'd definitely be a great team to be a part of.
Yeah.
So, what would you say is Memphis your favorite college team, or is someone else been your team you've always rooted for?
I would say Memphis, Duke, or Kentucky, Arizona, like those type of schools. Those are some of
Hmm.
my favorite college teams.
That's
I
awesome.
also like Oregon too.
Hmm. So, is
Yeah.
there? Let's talk a little about the NBA then. So, is there one NBA team that's your favorite, or do you kind of just go by player and you like that player's team?
I did like the Celtics, but now that Kyrie Irving left, I don't
Hmm.
know which team I like. I think it would probably be the Rockets because
Okay.
James Harden and CP3, those guys are amazing. They're
No doubt.
incredible.
Yeah. So is there one NBA player you really would love to like your favorite one? I mean, I know you talked about LeBron and Paul George and Tatum. Are the one of those three your favorite, or is it someone else?
Um, it would have to be between any of those three. You could pick any of those three, and I'll be happy with them.
Oh, absolutely. So let's talk a little about the NBA draft this year. I mean, obviously, it was not necessarily. Some people may not say it's as good as last year's in terms of all around. But who do you think will be the end up being the top five players out of this year's draft class?
Zion, RJ, Kobe White, Bol Bol, and this is tough. This is a really good draft class this year.
Hmm.
And I'd have to say, um,
Hmm.
Horn Tucker, he's really good too.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
he's
those
definitely
five
someone.
for me.
He's definitely gonna be someone that's gonna kind of be a steal in the draft. I feel like for LA.
Yes, definitely. He's definitely a steal.
Hmm. So who's someone that who was kind of the biggest surprise? And I'm sure I'm probably one of being Bobo, as a lot of people say, but was there someone else that was maybe a big surprise to you in the draft?
Yes, Bol and Talon,
Hmm.
because he's definitely a steal. Also, Darius Bazley, he's
Yeah.
really good too. He is definitely a steal.
Yeah, I mean that's something that what Sam Presti's done in Oklahoma. I mean, he's obviously I think one of the best, if not the best, drafter in the NBA. I mean, some of the other aspects he's not as strong at, but I mean Darius Bazley is another one of those guys that he's going to draft. He's going to become a star alongside Pete Westbrook.
Yeah, I think he fits perfectly in that situation too.
I can't wait, especially. I mean, maybe not this year going right away, being a rookie year, but I mean down the
Mhm.
line. I mean year two, year three. I mean maybe even this year, but it's going to be fun to watch him.
Yeah, Talon and Darius, those are my guys.
Which trades or signings have really shocked you the most?
Um, all of them really. I wasn't expecting any of them to be like this. Like
Hmm.
D'Angelo Russell on the Warriors,
Oh yeah.
Kyrie and KD on the Nets.
Hmm.
I thought they were going to go to New York or somewhere else. I was not expecting the Nets at all.
hmm I mean, it's definitely been. I mean, a lot of people obviously anticipated it being a huge summer, but I mean, especially I think. I mean, I think the D'Angelo one had to be the most shocking one, just because. I mean, maybe people could have saw. I mean, I kind of thought that Kyrie and Kitty would lean to one of the two New York teams. Like, there's still rumors about it, but at the same time, it's like D'Angelo probably wasn't going to stay in Brooklyn, but there's no
Hmm.
rumor or speculation of going to Golden State, which is crazy.
Right. If they had
Hmm.
one more year, Brooklyn, I think they would have went to the finals. They did
hmm
so good this year.
I know.
If they just maybe added somebody, one or two more pieces, they would have did really good this year.
I know. I mean, my only thing is, I just wonder with D'Angelo, is there something else that we just maybe don't know about that might cause concern? I mean, usually you don't pass on a guy that led your team to the playoffs that's this young, but we'll
Right.
see. I mean,
Yeah, it's very interesting.
there has to be something. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously he got arrested for the marijuana case a few months ago, but I mean,
Hmm.
we'll just have to see. There had to be something else, but
Right. There's something to it.
hmm all I know is I think Kyrie being back home is hopefully a thing that's going to finally allow him to hopefully buy into something for the first time. But I mean, I think that's going to be a bright future, especially if Kevin Durant can come back anywhere near who Kevin Durant is. So let's talk about the role models. So who would you say would be your biggest role model?
Like so many people I look up to.
Hmm.
Probably the guys I named before, Kobe and LeBron. Those two
Yeah.
are really good role models.
Hmm. No doubt. So how has God helped you the most throughout your life so far?
Oh, without God, I would be nowhere in this situation right now.
Hmm.
Like, He's given me all my gifts and talents, and I thank Him for that every day. And it's so
Absolutely.
great.
No doubt. I mean, he's always a person you can lean to. I mean, no matter at the highs or lows or just being a good. I mean, he's always the guy that is there for you, and as long as you just have reach out your hand, he's gonna be able to guide you.
Right. You just have to trust Him with any situation that you're in.
Hmm. No doubt. Well, it's been great talking to you, my guy. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm excited to see what God's path is for you for the future, and God bless.
Thanks, Zach.
Coming up, it's a Wild Wild West, and it continues to just get crazier out there with surprise moves. So, we got to start with one team. We're not Golden State Warriors. They might have the biggest surprise. Oh, no. They do have the biggest surprise. Stay tuned. What's going on in the West coming up next. So, as I said, Golden State, well, they lost. They lost big time. No Kevin Durant. The dynasty is over. Klay Thompson, they got him back, but he's not playing this year until after All-Star break at the earliest. 5-year, $190 million deal. Way to pay him. Much deserved. Also, signed trade where they got D'Angelo Russell. Ooh, D'Angelo Russell. Yeah, love the guy. Obviously, still a big fan of him. Wish him the best, but like Steph Curry is not going to be the best for him, I don't believe. Now, Curry can make a lot of people good, but I just don't see it. I'm not sure I was going to react. This might just ruin D'Angelo Russell's career. Obviously, then they went and flipped Napier and Graham out to Minnesota. Iguodala, he had to go. That's a big loss. It's something to look Golden State Warriors. You can keep making moves. I don't know if Draymond's the keeper. If not, I love the Willie Cauley-Stein addition. He's going to be JaVale McGee, probably an upgrade over him. Glenn Robinson the third, we'll see what he can do. He's probably going to be good. Kevon Looney's big time bringing him back. I mean, we'll see. D'Angelo got a 4-year, $117 million deal. That's a max for a player to stay with the team. Not as much. Obviously, lost KD, lost Iguodala so far. Bell is expected to go to Minnesota. We'll see. But Golden State, they got a lot of stuff to get done now. Denver Nuggets, they haven't really made anything besides losing Isaiah Thomas, but as expected. Bobo, we'll see how he does. MPJ, we're going to have to wait to see. He's not going to play in the Summer League due to another injury. But Denver looking solid. Jamal Murray, they signed with a big-time long-term extension. Much deserved there. I mean, Denver, I think there will be some moves, but nothing now is too massive. Potentially, they might go up to Iguodala, as rumors are saying, but we will see. Portland Trailblazers, A plus. This is huge. They got the depth back. They got all kinds of stuff going on now. Of course, you got Damian, you got CJ. I love the trade for Hassan Whiteside. It's huge. Because now you're gonna tell me this: when Nurkic comes back, you still give him time to just slowly adjust to get back. But then you got Nurkic and Whiteside big time. It's only a 1 year deal. If you want him back, re-sign him. If you don't, oh well. Obviously, I mean, you lose Myers Leonard, it's big money in Mo Harkless, but that's fine. Nasir Little, I think, is going to be a huge, big-time player. He's going to be able to fill in right there. Bring back Rodney Hood. That's huge. You get a trade for Kent Bazemore, which is basically Rodney Hood is more veteran. He's a great bench and leading player. Mario Hezonja is going to be a good, solid player. Expect him to be heavily filtered in that rotation. Anthony Tolliver provides great shooting, and as he said, they need shooting on that roster. Anthony Simons, expect him to take a big jump, and Zach Collins will probably be starting, which I love that. Now they've lost Aminu to Orlando. I'll talk about that. It's a loss, but necessarily will replace him. Mo Harkless and Myers Leonard, that's replaceable. Seth Curry to Dallas, that's going to hurt, but they got guys like Anthony Simon that think can take his place. And it's Cantor to Boston, once again, but they got Hassan Whiteside. Evan Turner in that trade, I love Bazemore over him anyways. And Jake Layman in sign trade to Minnesota, he's a good player, but he's not. He really wasn't a factor in the postseason anyways. And he kind of dwindled down a little bit to not being that big of a factor. Rockets, yeah, they re-signed three guys: Gerald Green, Daniel House, and Austin Rivers. Not really sure. I really don't know. I mean, it's really gonna be interesting out here in Houston now. All the trade, all the speculation. I don't know how they keep this team. This is not that good of a team. Pretty much everyone's even now. Everyone's going to war. Everyone's going to battle. Everyone's got one or two. A lot of teams got one or two superstars. It's going to go to war. It's going to be huge out there. Houston, though, has a lot of stuff that needs to get done as soon as possible. Now, Utah Jazz, absolutely huge. They're, in my opinion, right now, they might just be the favorites to come out of the West. Now, with Clippers, they might be looking kind of good. My LA Lakers are looking pretty good. But Utah, Mike Conley, everyone on this team is winners. They all want to win. Boyan was a huge signing. We can have Mike Conley, Mitchell, Boyan, Ingles, and Rudy Gobert team. Love it. Huge fan. Ed Davis is one of the best. Is the best backup center in the NBA. I love Ed Davis coming off the bench. Royce O'Neal. You got Dante Exum. You had Moody, which is huge. Jeff Green's huge and big time. He, like Dwayne Wade said, why does Green keep signing 1 year minimum contract deals? I don't know, but he's very valuable. He's a double-digit points guy. As athletic, can get up and down, can play defense. They lost Jay Crowder, which is going to provide pretty valuable in Kyle Korver. I think they found replacements there with Bogdanovich and all. Grayson Allen, he's a young piece, but oh well. Ricky Rubio, yeah, but they got Mike Conley. We know that's coming. Favors, they got a sign and trade there for some value from picks and all. We'll see how that turns out, but I like it. They got Ed Davis, obviously. I just like the new look. Ron Nietzsche, they let him go for Moody, which is a huge upgrade there as a second or third string guard. Now, Oklahoma City Thunder, this is a new team. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I didn't know those speculation, but apparently front office people knew it. I guess if you truly look into it, maybe. Maybe some. I mean, Westbrook and Paul George may not be the best fit. It's upsetting last year, 1 year ago. It was beautiful to see what happened there. Now they lost Paul George in the trade. Markieff left to Detroit. Thank you, Billy Donovan, for upsetting him. They re-signed Nerlens Noel, re-signed Mike Muscala, and signed Alec Burks, kind of under the radar, but Burks is a huge player. It's really underrated. And I think he's going to provide very valuable to the Thunder team on the bench. Now, will Westbrook remain there? I think so, but it's going to be interesting. They got a lot of teams. I mean, this team will probably still be a playoff team if Donovan learns how to coach. I mean, if he doesn't know how to coach like he did this year, it's going to be bad again. You're looking at Westbrook, you got Schroeder, Roberson's going to be healthy, hopefully. You got Alec Burks, SGA, Shai Alexander. You guys know how high I was with him in Clippers. I love him with Westbrook. Give him a pass first guy that's young, let him develop. Gallinari can score 20 points if he's healthy. Grant, you got him. Baisley, I'm super high on him, as me and Ashton just talked about. Steven Adams, he's big time. I like Muscala and Noel. It's good backup big men. I like it. We'll see what they do, but Billy Donovan needs to learn how to coach. Now here's a shocker thing. San Antonio's going to make moves. I don't think DeRozan will be on the roster day one for the season. Maybe so, but I think he'll be on the move then after that. Don't expect him to be extended, plain and simple. They brought back Rudy Gay and DeMar Carroll to take the forward spots. They haven't really lost anyone yet, but they're overfilling at guard. You had Jonathan Murray, Patty Mills, Derek White, Breen Forbes, Keldon Johnson, Bellinelli, Weatherspoon, DeRozan, Walker, Simonik, Rudy Gay, DeMar Carroll, Shemendi Mitu, Bertans. I mean, you got a whole lot of assets. You got a whole lot of people. I mean, Jonathan Murray's a lock, I'd say. I'd say Keldon Johnson's looking pretty good, but let him develop. I think Derek White's close to a lock, and I think Lonnie Walker's a lock. I mean, They love this young core. I just don't see DeRozan staying much. Aldridge, I think he's going to be there for a veteran, but I'm not sure. You wouldn't be shocked to see him and DeRozan move. I mean, this is going to be a new look Spurs, I think, by the start of the season. Expect Braden Forbes to be on his way out, or maybe taking a good bench role. Patty Mills and Braden Forbes would be a really good backup role, but Keldon Johnson's coming developing. He's going to take in their spot. I mean, they have four legit young guards that could become all-stars. And Dejounte Murray, Derek White, Lonnie Walker, and Keldon Johnson. Expect a lot to come from them. The Lucas Samanic kid is looking real nice out there as well. Now, LA Clippers, wow. I mean, Kawhi Leonard just alone, I thought they were going to become a contender. You're going to give me now Paul George? Oh, my God. You're going to give me I mean, looking at starting lineup of Patrick Beverly, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. I mean, it's nice. Mo Harkless, and then you got your center. We'll figure what that's gonna be. If it's bring back Zubac, you got Montrez, you got Kevin Jelly. Oh yeah, you got Lou Williams, and you got Leonard Shamet coming off your bench. You got Magruder. You got a really good bench coming off. I think Clippers are set, especially with having Doc Rivers there. Rivers has got a squad to keep healthy now. They just got to do that. Kawhi, obviously, they got him. Ronnie Magruder, 3-year, $15 million deal. Remember, he was waived to avoid the tax cut from Miami. Clippers picked him up, stole him. I like his addition of big time Beverly, 3-year, 40. Way to get paid. The story Woj quickly summed up was huge about him. We lost Gary Temple, good teammate to Brooklyn, and Wilson Chandler there. And obviously Shea Gilgeous Alexander and Gallinari. Gallinari was the leading scorer for them last year. Second leading guy behind Lou. And Shea was a really good young player. But it is what it is, and Clippers made the moves, and they got it done. If you build your team right, players want to come. Plain and simple. That's what New York needs to keep learning from. They will be this soon. Sacramento Kings, though. I love it. Harrison Barnes a 4-year 85, Dedmon to a 3-year 41, Ariza to a 2-year 25, Corey Joseph to a 3-year 37, Rashawn Holmes to a 2-year 10. They made moves and they spent money and they did it wisely. Only lost Alec Burks so far and Willie Cauley-Stein. Trades will probably get done, but this is what I'm thinking the starting lineup's going to look like. You have De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield. I think you're going to have Bogdanovic. I think you're going to have Ariza, Harrison Barnes, and Marvin Bagley. Then your backups are going to be Corey Joseph, a profound, great backup. You're going to have Yogi Ferrell, but you're also going to have Bogdanovic. You have Bjelica, you have Dedmon, Giles, all this. Rashawn Holmes. You're stacked. Kyle Guy's looking great in the summer league, as I called it. He's looking good. Sacramento, Vlade Divac, as I said before in my tweet, he has really developed as a general manager. You have to give props to that. You truly do. I mean, what he's doing out there has been incredible. He's turned out for me one of the most slandered, bad GMs of the NBA to a really well-respected and very well-done general manager. Oh my, the LA Lakers. Now, a lot of y'all wanted Kawhi. That would have been special. Kawhi, LeBron, Kuzma, AD. I mean, I talk about it. Kuzma, I'm not sure how he would react. That'd be interesting to see. I don't think Frank Vogel is the right guy for the job either. I mean, this team you might not need coaching, but you always got to realize coaching is so valuable. You need to get them to be able to come together. Now, Lakers, I said this would be the best thing for them. Don't go after Kawhi. Get depth. I always say you need your superstar player at small forward. You build around point forward. You need your rim protector, which is Anthony Davis on steroids. And then you need your bench player. You can go fill that out now and get that all done with the Lakers. And I love it. So far, you got Troy Daniels, 1 year, 2.1. Dudley, 1 year, 2.6. Using the minimum contract doesn't affect too much. Danny Green did a 2-year, $30 million deal now. He'll be starting shooting guard. Point guard, they got to go figure that out still. I don't know who it will be. Now, they've lost a lot. They've lost Lonzo, Ingram, Hart, Wagner, Bonga, Jordan Jones, Mike Muscala, and Reggie Bullock so far. More to possibly be there. I mean, Taylor Horton-Tucker, we'll see what he does with the Lakers. Obviously an underrated player, especially as Ashton was talking about. We talked about that a little bit. Lakers have got a squad now. Danny Green, Kuzma, LeBron, AD. That's a lot of defense. It's a lot of offense. It's a lot of good shooting, especially with Dudley and Troy Daniels. I like what Lakers are doing. Pelinka's doing a great job. I'm excited to see what he's doing as a GM there. I just don't know if Vogel is the right guy. It's going to be interesting to see that. Minnesota, confusing. Noah Vonleh, really, they're only signing. I mean, you got Jake Layman. You got him to the sign and trade deal. Interesting stuff down there. I'm excited to see what they got out there, though. I mean, I would be shocked to see exactly what happens. I mean, I'm not sure what they're going to do with Wiggins. I mean, I think he still is slandered way beyond what he should be. I truly am. I mean, I just don't really like this. I mean, you guys know that. I'm not a big fan of how people backslam Wiggins. It's absolutely ridiculous. I truly do think. But I do have a contradiction to that. I don't think they're going to trade him because I do think he's a little overpaid. But we're up to see now. Point guard Jeff T. I don't know if he's going to be the guy. They want D'Lo. It's a big loss. Then you got Culver, you got Okogie, you got Wiggins, you got Layman, you got Covington, Bates Diop, you got Travion Graham if they decide to keep him. But him and Napier aren't necessarily guaranteed, but they could still be there. You got a lot of stuff, a lot of shifting pieces. Some people say Covington could still be on the move, but I love Robert Covington. I love him a lot. I think there's gonna be a lot of stuff. I mean, Jared Culver says a lot. I love Okogie. Shocked to see him leave. I mean, there's stuff going on in Minnesota that I'm excited to watch about. Bonley is a good sign as well. Obviously, losing Dario Saric, a player I really did like. Rose is gone, Gibson's gone, and Tolliver is gone. We'll see. I'm excited for Ryan Saunders, but I think they keep Wiggins to be the right move, but it might be too late and too much destruction done in terms of having his name tarnished. But we'll see. Memphis Grizzlies, though. Wow. Absolutely incredible. I mean, Memphis, they built this team nice. All the front office and the guys all working, the president of basketball operations guys out of Memphis are doing their job, and it's something special, folks. I mean, I'm loving Memphis. I mean, look at this. You got all the pieces now. I mean, they waited. I mean, they've been busy doing trades. Obviously, the Mike Conley stuff, they got a sufficient amount back there. Iguodala, they got tons of picks from Golden State back. They just won that trade huge. They got rid of Chandler Parsons, started a new era there. Memphis, then they went and got Josh Jackson on a bargain from Phoenix. I don't know what Phoenix was thinking there. Only gave up Javion Carter and Kyle Korver, which was going to be on the roster anyways, for 2 second-round picks, a good backup point guard, D'Anthony Melton for a good future, and a big risk gamble with Josh Jackson, but he didn't really risk anything. Best case scenario, get an all-star like he was supposed to be, a highly coveted player that Phoenix wouldn't even trade for Kyrie Irving a few years ago. Then they do the Dwight Howard trade for C.J. Miles, waive him, clear money. I mean, you re-sign Jonas Valanciunas to a 3-year, $45 million deal. Love that deal. I mean, that was a very good signing there. We'll see what else they do with that. I mean, they still have some stuff to do. Not sure too much. Lost Mike Conley via trade. Same with Parsons, Carter, and C.J. Miles. All were all traded. I mean, Memphis. You got John Morant, Melton backing him up. You got Grayson Allen as a backup shooting guard. See what Solomon Hill does. I mean, Iguodala is expected to be gone. Holiday's a free agent. You got Jay Crowder. You got Avery Bradley's gone. I think that too, like I said. Brandon Clark, Jaren Jackson, Ron Junis, Cal Anderson, Kabloklo, Dylan Brooks, Josh Jackson, Yvonne Rabb. I mean, you got a lot of good pieces. Memphis is building. Expect them to keep making moves. They're busy. I'm excited to see how the final picture of this looks because you can start to see it's almost there, but it's not complete. Now, New Orleans. They might just be a playoff team, folks, and it's crazy. I mean, look at this. Nicola Melli, as many I've heard of him, the 2-year, $8 million contract. That Alvin Gentry and Trajan Langdon and all the company out there, David Griffin offered. Leading scorer out there in Europe, big time addition there. Redick, a great veteran, obviously one of the best shooters in the NBA, 2 years, $26.5 million. You got the Derek Favors trade, you got him. Darius Miller, you got 2 year, $14.25 million. Love the shooter there out of Kentucky. Been there for a little bit. No one really realized him. You look kind of line of a, I don't know what they're gonna do now. Redick, I think Lonzo will be traded or Drew Holiday. I mean, we'll see. But right now you got Lonzo Ball, you got Frank Jackson, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, great depth there. Drew Holiday, Redick, Eachwan Moore, Josh Hart, great depth there. Ingram. You got Kenrich Williams, you got Melly, you got Darius Miller, small forward, you got Zion, Favors, Christian Wood, you got Jackson Hayes, Jaleel Okafor. I mean, they're stacked. They have so much depth, and I really love what New Orleans do. David Griffin's the right guy for the job, as I said, obviously. Lose Anthony Davis, but this team's way better, more deep, as I always like saying. Solomon Hill's out. They got rid of that contract. Randall, they lost him, but I'm not surprised. That kind of was expected. And Alfred Payton, a good player, but him and Lonzo never would have meshed together, so good. Obviously, Lonzo's an upgrade. Dallas thought they were going to Dragic, then that issue occurred, so they dropped out of the Jimmy Butler sign trade deal. Obviously, no longer part of that. But what they have been doing, they've been called busy. Mark Cuban likes his players. He likes making moves. He likes being in the media. He's done just that. I mean, you're going back. You re-signed Kristaps, not pretty expected. 5-year, $158 million. Brea to the 1-year minimum. He's coming off a big injury, but at an old age, but he still can contribute, I think. At least be a veteran in the locker room for 1 more year, see what happens. Maxi Kleber, Seth Curry locked them up for 4 years each. Maxi gets $35 million, Seth gets $32. Curry comes back, never really played there. He was hurt, if you remember. Maxi Kleber had a big-time defensive shot blocking year. Love the guy there. Dorian Finney-Smith, great defensive player, 3-year, $12 million. And they get Boban, the big man. 2 years, $7 million, split up Bobby and Toby, sadly, but Boban's going to be a good place out in Dallas. And we'll see what they got. They got a lot of moves still to go down in Dallas, but I like what they're doing. Finally, Phoenix Suns. You get Ricky Rubin. Now listen, I need to talk about this. Ricky Rubin's $3 year, $51 million deal. Why are you guys complaining? I mean, for all your Suns fans on here, I've seen you guys Twitter, I've seen you guys complaining on whatever it may be about getting him, losing out to D'Angelo. Stop. Just stop, please. D'Angelo was not going to contract for the last time. He would have been a star. He's not a facilitator. You guys wanted a facilitator. Ricky Rubio was the guy. All you guys are upset with Robert Sarver and what he's done for so long, the general managers and all this backlash and trash about the Phoenix Suns because they go after the star player, they lose out every single time because you're not getting LeBron. Sorry, you're not getting Blake Griffin. You're not getting Millsap. mean, you're not getting LaMarcus Aldridge. You're not getting any of these guys. Let's chill out. D'Angelo, no. But you are going to be able to build up, get respect. You're not this. Think of the New York Knicks of the West. Just they're not with the big media. It's atrocious. Now the trade, that's another story. That's F minus. But I mean, Carter sure he's fine. But you just got Ty Jerome. You got Okoba. I mean, no, that doesn't make any sense. But anyways, Kyle Korver got waived in that trade. But Ricky Rubio's the guy. If they're going to make the playoffs, it's a stretch now. I don't know what they're going to do with Oubre. It's going to be interesting to watch there. And they lost Warren to the trade to Indiana. Troy Daniels out to Lakers. Rashawn Holmes to Sacramento. Josh and Melton are out to Memphis. They've renounced the right to Jamal Crawford as well now. I mean, Fredette's obviously out. Frank Kaminsky, the 2-year, $10 million, like it, but it's still confusing. That's basically what Bender was, but they let go of him. Oh, well, we'll see what he does. I like Aaron Baines being a backup. Don't necessarily like losing Rashawn Holmes, but oh well. But Monty Williams has a squad for them. And I like what Phoenix Suns are doing. And once again, this, folks, I think the trade barrier has been open. Expect the next couple of days to be free to see all over again. Now that Kawhi signed, everyone's going to go crazy. It's about to be lit and crazy the rest of the rest of the free agency. July is about to be crazy, folks. Finally, SchuZ Zone. I gotta get into it, folks. We got some stuff from this past week. I know I missed you guys. I haven't been able to. I was wanting 3 episodes. We couldn't get them. We were gonna have 1 after 8 days. You guys haven't heard from me, but I got some stuff to cover in SchuZ Zone. Don't worry, it's gonna be a special one. Just to kick it off with SchuZ Zone. Well, folks, let me just talk about this real quick. An earthquake, Vegas. Yeah, thankfully I'm not there right now, but I'll be there in the morning. Leaving. Well, I'll be there before the first game. Let's just say that. Hopefully stuff goes down. Crazy what's going down. I don't know how the ripple effects are going on all over the place, but it's something crazy. Zion went down. Don't worry too much, folks. I mean, he'll be alright. Just knee bang precaution. He'll be alright. MPJ, though, hurt and will miss the entire summer like I expected. Might be a little interesting. Not sure what exactly will happen there, but we'll see. Namari Stoudemire and Monte Ellis. You guys might be seeing them back in the NBA. They're both attempting to get back in the NBA workouts. We'll see what's going down. It's going to be really interesting. But I just want to give a quick shout out. Jordan Howard, killing out for the LA Lakers. Hope he gets that contract job. He will be on the SchuZ Views in the near future. Stay tuned. Well, big time stuff is going to keep going down across the league. Obviously, there's a lot of signs. That's what I'm going to hit up. But SchuZ Zone will keep getting better. Stay tuned, because we're back on schedule and back on roll Monday and Friday episodes. It's going to go down in SchuZ Zone. Stay tuned, everyone. What's going on, everyone? Thank you so much once again for joining me today on SchuZ Views episode 25. Hope you guys all enjoyed me. We're going to talk about the free agency from week 1, and of course, what Ashton Hardaway had to say as he joined me. You're not going to miss it, folks. Stuff is coming down in SchuZ, and you're not going to miss it. Just trust me. I got a show coming out hopefully Wednesday with Troll Mario. He's one of the top players. That's the first episode of the breakdown. You're not going to miss it. But one way to stay up to date on that, and along with the big time stuff going on in SchuZ Views, this very own podcast you're listening to, I'd like to label it. The platform is built, but now it's showtime. I mean, I'm going to have superstars from high school, college, NBA that you're not going to miss. This is just getting real with series. All this stuff's coming down. The only way to find out, go follow me at Zach Schumaker on Instagram and Twitter. Also, you can go like my Facebook page, SchuZ Views, Zach Schumaker, same thing as YouTube. I might be changing some of those, but the only way to stay up to date is go follow that. Now, obviously you're listening to this on some platform. Please go like, subscribe, comment, whatever it may be to continue to spread SchuZ Views. Let's grow this thing, and I'm excited to see where the future is going. With that being said, though, folks, go and do voice messaging. If you haven't heard me, if you're not listening on the podcast as a special guest, go do that. I will answer your questions, I promise, on this thing, on the podcast. It's going to be special. You're not going to miss. But with that being said, everyone, I just want to say this. SchuZ is out. Everyone, go be the light of God, and God bless.